The last software hack we're going to talk about in this course is using To-Do in Outlook. So previously in Outlook, there used to be a section called Tasks, and Tasks was a place where you could create a task list, basically a big to-do list. You could also you could flag specific emails. You could even assign tasks to other users. Now, with all the updates that have happened in the Microsoft Office suite for the past couple of years, Outlook has phased out that task section and has replaced it with an application that they already had within the Microsoft 365 Online suite, and it's a product called To-Do. Now, To-Do is pretty cool because in the same way that we saw inside of Teams, it combines your tasks from Planner and actually does appear in To-Do. You can't see the plans like you can inside Planner and Teams, but you will still can at least see the tasks that are assigned to you, which is definitely very helpful. So you can kind of keep, again, all of the things you have to do are all in one location. And it just allows you to, again, have another place where you can access that to-do list. So starting inside of our Outlook, I'm going to go over to my little left rail here on the side where I can, jump between like my calendar and my contacts, groups, things like that. And you're going to see this little check mark, and that is To Do. This is where you can go and access those tasks. If you don't see it, you can just go over to these little 4 dots here. It's like a little box, and these are your apps, and you can find an application if you can't see it. But because I've used To Do before, it's right there. So I'm going to click on To Do, and it's going to take a second to load, and it's going to automatically bring me to my tasks. Now, look at all that. Now, it's pretty funny again. So you see all these tasks here? If I'm going to go into my Teams, I'm going to go to my tasks. Look, they're in a slightly different order, but all the tasks from there. So what's really nice is these 2 programs, they are the same program. They're just embedded in different places, which is nice. The only difference I will say about To Do is very specific really just to your tasks. So things like My Day, things you have like flagged in your email. But something that is nice is some of those tasks. So under the Assigned to Me category, those tasks that have been assigned to you from Planner will actually still appear in your To Do. It just isn't as robust where you won't actually get to see the specific plan it's a part of like you can in Planner. But you can still do all of those tasks, which is great and super helpful. So in To Do, we're going to just walk through a bit what this looks like. So as always, we have our My Day, similar to how we saw it in inside of Teams, where you can see the tasks that are due for you today. It's a little cleaner, a little more simplistic than it is inside of the Planner section. That's just because with Planner, there's a few more options as far as like you can like have things assigned to you, but you can still click on your tasks and it'll a little pane open on the right side, and you can see the little tasks underneath, little steps. You can have reminders. So this is kind of nice. I want to be reminded later today. You can add a repeat, again, that category. So these are categories that are related specifically to my Outlook categories that I have. So I can just put events and meetings. So add those there. Again, I can add file and a note. And then when I'm done, I can just click this high detail view and it's hidden. But those are our little options there. In specifically To Do, we have more options as far as like how we can filter things. So there's an important option. So these are anything that are marked with importance will appear in important. Plan is any task that has a specific due date, which is nice. So you can kind of go through and see like, okay, these are a little overdue, so I might as well go through. So earlier today, tomorrow, specific dates, later. So it kind of gives you an idea of what you have planned, what you have coming up. You can view things that way. You can see all of your tasks, anything that's assigned to you. So again, this is what's specifically pulled from Planner. Flagged emails have their own little section, and then tasks. These are just all the tasks that you've created and added in general. Something I do want to point out is that any task that gets added to these tasks lists will appear inside of the Planner in Teams. So they will appear in both places. There's no need to add it twice, which is such a helpful feature. And another feature of To Do is the ability to add in these little, what we like to call lists and groups. So these little guys here are groups. Allows you to kind of like break down like what you have going on, and then you can put little lists inside the groups. You can actually even break down what you have to do into specific sections. So this little personal one, you can add in like a grocery list and like put in that specific list. So that's kind of what's nice about To Do. Again, To Do is just personal to you and what you have to get done. Now, if I wanted to add a task, again, it's very similar to how we added a task inside of Teams. So say for this, I need to update Ellen's performance review. add that in there. I'm going to give it a date. I'm going to have it due tomorrow. I want a reminder tomorrow. And I'm just going to click add. And now I also can always then click on the performance review. It'll open on the side. I can add steps. I can have it added and removed from my day. Again, pick category, add file, etc. You can add all those there once you create it. The biggest thing with To-Do versus Planner, To-Do is definitely a little bit more simplistic, a little cleaner. Sometimes I prefer to use this if I have to manage what's going on just in my personal tasks, like of what I have to get done in my workday versus stuff that's shared with others. So that's definitely why I'll kind of push myself to use To-Do a bit more. But it's a super helpful tool in helping you manage your time.